Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is lecture number 3 of the video series covering all the concept of group theory, and now we are covering our concept of set, relation and function. In this video I am going to tell about relation. So let's begin. Before going to the definition of a relation, we should know first what is a Cartesian product of two sets. Cartesian product. Let A and B are two sets, then the Cartesian product of these two sets are represented by A cross B, where it can be given as the set of ordered pairs such that this A belongs to capital A and the second coordinate B belongs to second set capital B. So this is the definition of Cartesian product. Now we are going to see some properties here. A cross B is not equal to B cross A. That means it is not commutative. To prove this property here, if we take A as x-axis in this Cartesian plane and set B is y-axis, then if we take a point AB such that it is equal to 1, 2, so in this Cartesian product it can be represented by this point here, and BA will be equal to 2, 1, converse of this point, so 2, 1 can be represented by this point. So both these points are not same, that means AB not equal to BA. So this implies that A cross B will not be equal to B cross A. So by taking an example here, we have proved that A cross B is not equal to B cross A. The second property is that here let the product of infinite number of sets A cross B cross C dot dot dot, then if any one of these set equal to phi, that is empty set, then the whole product will be equal to the empty set phi. That means if any one of the set here from the product is equal to phi, then the A cross B cross C cross dot 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 will also be equal to phi. So these are the two properties of Cartesian product. Now we are going to see the definition of a relation. Relation is nothing but the subset of cross product of any two sets. If R is any subset of A cross B, then we can easily say that R is a relation from A to B. If both these sets are equal, then the relation, which is a subset of cross product of A cross A, then this relation will be called as binary relation. This is called a binary relation. Now we are going to see the total number of relation from any set A to other set B. Total number of relations from A to B. As we know that relation is nothing but a subset of cross product of AB, then total number of relation from A to B will be equal to total number of subsets of A cross B. Total number of subsets of Cartesian product A cross B, and this will be equal to the cardinality of power set of A cross B, as power set is the subset of all the subsets of A cross B. So its cardinality will be equal to total number of subsets of A cross B. And we know the formula of cardinality of our set. It is equal to 2 to the power cardinality of the set, which is here A cross B. So if the cardinality of any set is M and cardinality of other set, say B here, is N, then the total number of relation from A to B will be equal to 2 to the power the cardinality of A cross B, which is equal to M cross N. So it will be equal to 2 to the power M cross N. Now we are going to see various types of binary relations. Various types of binary relation. The first type of binary relation is empty relation. Say here A is a set, then we know that empty set is always a subset of any set. So empty set will be a subset of A cross A also. So this is subset of A cross A, and this is also a relation which is empty. So this is called a empty relation. Empty relation is always unique in any set. The second type of binary relation is called identity relation. Say A is a set here, then I is a relation from A to A, which is a binary relation. Then this relation will be called as identity relation if for all A belongs to capital A, the ordered pair of the form A comma A will belongs to this relation I, then this relation will be called as identity relation. To understand clearly, we are taking here an example. Say A is equal to the set containing 1, 2 and 3. Then the identity relation can be given as 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. So for all elements from A, here it is 1. So in this relation, identity relation, 1, 1 will come. For second element 2, 2, 2 will come. For third element 3, the ordered pair 3, 3 will come. If any relation say R on this set A is like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and another element say 1, 2 is here, then this relation R will not called an identity relation because here an extra element 1, 2 comes. So this is not a identity relation. Now we are moving to the next types of binary relation. Type number 3, which is reflexive relation. Say R is a relation on set A, that means R is subset of A cross A, then this relation is called a reflexive relation if for all A belongs to A comma A belongs to this relation R. In this identity relation, for all A, only these types of ordered pair belongs to this relation, then this relation will be called as identity relation. Here it is only, but in the reflexive relation, for all A comma A must belongs to R, but there is no any restriction of any other type of ordered pair here. We will learn by taking an example clearly. So here also we take an example of set A1, A equal to 1, 2, 3. So a relation R is defined as 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 1, 2. So here the condition of reflexive relation is that for all elements of A, ordered pair of the type A, A must belongs to the relation. So for the first element 1, 1 will come. For the second element 2, 2 will come. For the third element 3, 3 will come. So all the three ordered pair are here. So it is a reflexive relation. But there is also an extra element which is of the type 1, 2. So there is no any restriction of these types of ordered pair. So this is a reflexive relation but not an identity relation. The fourth type of relation is irreflexive relation. Here R be a relation on the set A, so R is a subset of A cross A. If for all A belongs to capital A, the ordered pair of the type A, A doesn't belong to this relation R, then this relation R will be called as irreflexive relation. So again we are taking the same example, A is equal to 1, 2, 3. So the relation R, if we take as 1, 2, 2, 1 and 3, 2. So we have to check whether it is a irreflexive relation or not. So the condition is that for all elements belongs to the set, the ordered pair of the types A, A doesn't belongs to the relation R. So here it is for 1, 1 is not here. For the element 2, 2 is also not here. For the element 3 from the set, 3 also is not here. So this is an irreflexive relation. But if you take the relation say R1 as 1, 1, 2, 2, then for the first element 1, 1 is here. So this is not an irreflexive relation. The fifth type of relation is symmetric relation. Say R is a relation on a set A, then this relation will be called as symmetric relation if the ordered pair of the type A cross B, A, B belongs to this relation R, then the ordered pair of the type BA, that is converse of this ordered pair, also belongs to this relation R. So this is the condition of a symmetric relation. Again we are taking the same example of the set A, where A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then if you take a relation R as 1, 2 and 2, 1. So we have to see in the relation, not in the set now. So if we take the first ordered pair, which is here 1, 2, then by this condition the converse of 1, 2 will also belongs to the relation. So 1, 2 it is converse 2, 1, which is also here. So this is a symmetric relation. But if you take other relation, say R1 as 1, 1 and 1, 2. So for the first ordered pair 1, 1, the converse of this ordered pair is also 1, 1. So 1, 1 is here. So there is no problem for this element, but we have to check for this element, which is 1, 2, but this converse 2, 1 is not here. So this relation R1 is not a symmetric relation. Now we are moving to the sixth type of binary relation. Number 6. In the number 6, asymmetric relation is here. So if R is a relation on the set A, that is R is a subset of the Cartesian product A cross A, if the ordered pair AB belongs to this relation R, then the converse of this ordered pair, which is B comma A, must not belong to this relation R. So this is the condition of a asymmetric relation. Again we are taking the same example 1, 2, 3, then the relation R is here 1, 2 and 3, 2. So we have to check, is it a asymmetric relation or not. So the condition is that A comma B belongs to R, then B comma A must not belongs to this relation. So first we have to take the first ordered pair from the relation, which is 1, 2. Then the converse of this ordered pair is 2, 1, which is not here. So this is okay for this element. Now check for the second ordered pair, which is 3, 2. The converse of this element is 2, 3, which is also not in this relation. So this is okay for this element also. So this relation is a asymmetric relation. Now we are taking other example of relation R1 as 1, 2, 2, 1 and 3, 2. Is this a asymmetric relation? To check, first take this ordered pair 1, 2 and take the converse, which is 2, 1, and here it is 2, 1 is also here. So this relation R1 is not a asymmetric relation. There is some note here. Any asymmetric relation is also irreflexive relation, which means that if any relation is asymmetric, then we will confirm that that relation will be also an irreflexive relation. Now we are giving the seventh relation, which is antisymmetric relation. Here also we'll say R is a relation on the set A, then the condition of antisymmetric relation is that if the ordered pair of the type A comma B belongs to R, and if the converse of this ordered pair, which is B comma A, also belongs to R, then A must equal to the element B. Again we are taking the same example of the set A, which is A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then the relation R is given as here 1, 1, 1, 2 and 2, 3. So for checking this relation, again we have to take the first ordered pair, which is 1, 1, and take the converse of this element, which is 1, 1. So both this condition for this relation is okay. So we have to check that both the coordinates are equal or not. So here it is 1 and 1 are equal, so this is okay for this element. Now check for this ordered pair 1, 2. Here 1, 2, the converse of 1, 2 is 2, 1, but 2, 1 doesn't belongs to this relation. So this is okay for this element also. Now check for this element, which is 2, 3. The converse of 2, 3 is 3, 2, which is again is not present here. So this is okay for this element also. So this relation forms a antisymmetric relation. Now we are taking some other relation R1 here, which is say 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. So first take the first ordered pair, which is 1 comma 2, and check whether the converse belongs to this relation or not. So 1 comma 2 converse is that 2 comma 1, which is here. So both this relation condition are satisfied, so both these coordinate must be equal, but here 1 doesn't equal to 2, so this relation R1 is not a anti-symmetric relation. Again we are giving some notes here, which is very important note. Here an asymmetric relation implies or implied by irreflexive relation plus antisymmetric relation, which means that if any relation is both irreflexive and antisymmetric, then that relation must be a asymmetric relation. And other side also, that means if any relation is asymmetric relation, then this implies that that relation must be irreflexive relation and also antisymmetric relation. Now we are giving our last type of relation, which is transitive relation. Type number 8, transitive relation. Here also let R is a subset of A cross A, that means R is a relation on this set A. Then the condition for transitive relation is that if ordered pair A cross B, A comma B belongs to this relation R, and any other ordered pair say B comma C, where the second coordinate of first ordered pair and the first coordinate of second ordered pair are equal, is also belongs to this relation R, then the ordered pair containing the first element from here and the second element from here, that is A comma C, must belongs to the relation R. So that is the condition of a transitive relation. Here also we take A is equal to 1, 2, 3, and taking an relation R as 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 1 comma 1 and 2 comma 2. So to check whether it is a transitive relation or not, so first we have to check for each ordered pair here. So take the first one, which is 1 comma 2, and take any other element, say 2 comma 1. So here the second ordered coordinate 2 and the first coordinate is 2, so both are equal, so we can take from these two conditions 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1, which are belonging to this relation. So 1 comma 1 must belong to this relation, which is here. So both these ordered pairs satisfied this condition. If we take here 2 comma 2 and 2 comma 1, so here second coordinate is 2 and the first coordinate is also 2, so here B equal to B are satisfied, so A equal to AC must belongs to R, that means 2 comma 1, that means here 2 comma 2 belongs to R and 2 comma 1 is also from R, that means A comma B belong to R and B comma C belong to R. So A comma C, that means 2 comma 1 also belong to R. It is necessary for this relation to be a transitive relation. Here it is 2 comma 1 is here, so this is a transitive relation. Similarly, we have to check for all the ordered pairs and verify that it is a transitive relation. We have to find those ordered pair which satisfy this condition, A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R. Then it is necessary to A comma C belongs to R to be a transitive relation. So that's it for today. In the next lesson, we are going to cover the concept of equivalence relation and partial order set. So that's it for today. Thank you.